This is a Disney movie? Can't wait for the live-action remake. Holy there's already a live-action short film from 1984? So we know for a fact that this movie could have been wrapped up in a third of its runtime. Also, Disney ruining the black and white vibes of this movie by insisting on the early inclusions of their colorful, self-filating castle bombs. Also, Disney thinking they can adapt the end of their logo to the proper tone when they already ruined it with the early inclusion of their colorful, self-filating castle bombs. Black and white movies. I was going to do an everything wrong with Monsters from Beyond, but it turns out that it is the only movie in existence without any sense.
Victor, I don't know that it's... Mom, you have to wear the glasses.
Scientists refusing to put all their energy and resources into inventing mass-scale audio stereoscopic 3D. Movie is indicating that this child shot dual stereoscopic prints on actual film in the mid-20th century, and I do not believe you, movie. All these soldiers are cheering for Sparky as if he's a hero, when he just negligently sat on a bunch of their comrades. Movies that don't know if they have ended.
I can fix this.
While I do love that the movie understands you need 2 projectors for this 3D film, why, if only one of the prints melted, did the screen look like both of them did? Newspapers. Although one of the most beautiful things about the end of newspapers as a mass media source of information is that it put children who thought the yard was a proper place for a paper-based product to be delivered completely out of business.
Your dog has been sniffing around my Dutch Dazzlers.
The movie blatantly steals my adult film pseudonym, facing their class skeleton away from the class in the back of the room, instead of facing toward the class in the front, like the cliche requires.
Lightning does not hit a person the way one is hit by a baseball or a cabbage.
Mr. Rekruski would be excellent at the difference between electricity and a vegetable sense.
Come, welcome.
Movie blatantly steals the title from my very first Dutch Dazzler film.
That's where they bury the miners.
It's the windmill that does it.
This classroom of kids turns the Burton dial up to 50 in hopes that Victor and Elsa would seem more accessible at a Burton 11, rubbing your nose grapes together through the glory of a fence hole before actually spending any time getting to know each other on a deeper psychological level. Weird Girl, yes, that's her actual name in the credits and not me being mean, has a sudden cat that wasn't with her in class so that the story can facilitate its meat poop.
Last month he dreamed about Bob. He fell in a manhole.
Movie refuses to give us the backstory on how this little girl discovered her cat was a feline poothstare, or the powers by which it feces the future. Also, she will tell Victor about the cat dreams and how they always relate to the student whose first initial has been excreted. But how do you narrow down the recipient when you have a Scott and a Steve? I guess I'm asking, is first and last initial too much to ask in this situation? Also, a cat having better penmanship with its anus than I do with my penis. I mean pen-is. This sheet marks the date as September 12th, but just this morning the newspaper said it was October 3rd, and I hate time travel movies.
I'm sorry, Edgar. I just don't need a partner.
Literally naming your protagonist Victor Frankenstein and the neighbor girl Elsa Van Helsing, but drawing the line at naming this character Igor.
I like to work alone.
Yes, the archetype of the lone wolf, the maverick, the enfant terrible, who will be praised as a hero even though they are the one who created the whole mess in the first place. Spiking a shrimp to dip before detailing it is not good fondue. It's a clear fondant.
It is okay to fail as long as you keep trying.
All the people in this world who think the answer is always try again, instead of realizing sometimes it should be try something different. Having pupils that cast a shadow. This ball that is coming in around his knees will somehow connect with the bat above his waist. And even then, we can see he doesn't have his eye on the ball. The town planner of New Holland that laid out this field so that baseballs could be hit at all the cars parked on the street. And while we're at it, the town planner of New Holland that didn't get this giant missing section of fence replaced in the middle of the outfield like they were hoping for the worst case scenario. I guess the original idea Tim Burton came up with was, I'm really going to stick it to those assholes at doesthedogdie.com. They've had it too easy for too long. No. Waiting till your neighbor is dead to give their stuff back. Lamenting your loss by only projecting one of the sides of the movie you shot in 3D. James Cameron would never. But also, this transition that starts with him watching his movie starring Sparky and carries us through his day is beautiful, and it captures the feeling of loss in such a way that I can't help but lose a sin. It's not often that a lesson plan lines up perfectly with the death of a family pet and an ambitious student who probably shouldn't be encouraged to follow his dreams, but here we are. Also, electrocuting a dead frog in front of a young science class without even having the decency to have the frog don a top hat and cane and sing the 1899 classic Hello My Baby. Inventing Pokemon. Leaving an unplugged blender on the kitchen counter when you have a child susceptible to doing scientific experiments that go against the laws of God and man. I blame the parents. Wasting the money your parents spent on this incredible tombstone by digging up your dog and bringing them back to life. Including real-world video and your stylized stop-motion cartoon. This breaks my brain. They must be thinking, wow, this movie looks even more defined and interesting than us. Or, boy, honey, can you imagine having a neck that could logically sustain the weight of your massive head? My tears are the magical elixir to bringing a loved one back to life cliché. And you thought letting your dog lick your face was gross before they'd been buried and decaying for a few days.
French toast or waffles?
Acting like that's even a choice. I promise, you ask me that, I'm not waffling with my answer.
A robotic bucket?
Yes.
For mopping, I suppose.
Quick question, Mrs. Frankenstein. How the f*** are you supposed to use an upside-down bucket for mopping? Why would a stitched-together dog squirt water like a water hose? He's not drinking that water nearly fast enough to create that kind of pressure. The water should just be seeping through the lower stitches onto the floor in a much less comedic way. Also, he takes 8 small laps at that water and then sprays for 20 seconds straight a volume of water that would fill that bowl 2 times over. I think Victor may have invented a quantum water generator inside a formerly dead puppy.
No, couldn't be.
Parenting. This movie will continue its goal of being very gross by having this binky land in the grass and then get sucked on by the dog and then be placed back into the baby's mouth. But you don't even need a reanimated corpse of a dog around to slobber on it for me to send the bacteria-begging whale dampeners we shove in the head holes of infants. The movie wants its pride of Frankenweenie joke so much it decides that some electricity just hung around in this metal bolt for most of the day instead of already finding its way to the ground instantly as it is usually wont to do. Leaving the goddamn door open!
Let's top you up.
Victor can fully charge an entire pet dog in a matter of seconds, and Apple is over here taking 15 years to move to USB-C. Not really connected. I'll just never stop being upset about it.
I think I know what you know I know.
Look, I don't know what you think I know, but I don't know it.
Politicians.
I think the wind and the lightning are part of the same thing. Some kind of strange force.
Except that your idea with the lightning was based on a scientific phenomenon your teacher showed. Why, other than plot movement, are you all of a sudden trying to bring the mysterious wind into it? Glass, in most circumstances, is an insulator. Should have just put the jumper cables in the water. You guys suck at science. Wait, are we supposed to believe he's just summoning the lightning whenever he needs it at this point?
Put your finger in. You can feel it.
My college girlfriend's standard salutation makes it into the script. The invisible goldfish will remain invisible here with this light shining on it, but still cast a shadow, when earlier the fish could be seen swimming with the light. And I'm beginning to suspect that this fish knows it's in a movie and is prioritizing dramatic effect over consistency.
No. Yes. I'm confused.
The internet, trying to figure out if the sins actually matter, somehow makes it into the script.
It's just water. There's nothing there.
No, it's invisible. Huh?
Being sure the invisible fish is gone when you just sloshed your hand in there for a few seconds. Sometimes the fish just aren't biting. Dearest Phil, if whatever reaction you're creating is already bubbling inside these containers, your propulsion has already been compromised and you are wasting energy. Signed, someone pretending they know physics.
It's working! It's working!
P.S. If your force can barely horizontally propel the weight of an object on wheels, there is no amount of time it will vertically propel that same force against gravity.
Apparently, Pluto isn't good enough to be a planet anymore.
The Every single context clue in this movie puts it around the mid-1900s, but Pluto wasn't declassified until 2006. Seriously, I hate time travel movies.
You do not understand science, so you are afraid of it. Like a dog is afraid of thunder or balloons.
Balloons, fine, but there's a pretty decent evolutionary reason animals get freaked out by thunder, so you might be undermining your point a bit, Mr. Cliched, heartless academia nut.
But your children's heads, I can take them and crack them open. This is what I try to do, to get at their brains.
God, I miss Martin Landau. What a gift.
I feel so sad for him, Persephone. He really misses his dog.
A couple of lines with her uncle, a single glance at Victor at school, and this line is the extent of what we've gotten from this character in the first 45 minutes of the movie. Could they only get Winona for 20 minutes? Or did we just need all the science experiment stuff more than we needed to understand the relationship between these two neighbors?
Nobody likes scientists.
That's scientist. Ist.
Actually, I have a question.
That is why you are scientist.
No, that's why he is human. In fact, if we're being vocationally specific about it, having a question makes him more of a philosopher. Having a question and then pursuing the answer through repeated experimentation and then monetizing the initial answer through capitalism would make him a scientist.
People think science is here, but it is also here.
It is not, unless you mean cardiology or something, in which case my proctologist would indicate science is also up my own ass.
I just wanted it over.
Then you change the variables.
Right, because one of the variables to an experiment working is how much you really, really want it.
Victor will win the science fair, unless we can do better.
These kids' reaction to Victor raising his dog from the dead is crap. I guess I'm not winning the science fair, and not, holy shit, Victor has the power of life and death. We must worship him as a god now lest he destroy us. Walking face first into a fractured self metaphor. No one at this fair notices the corpse dog running around at their feet. When did this crew stop and pick up the character labeled in the credits as Weird Girl for this journey? Did her cat out the directions so she found them and joined? Branding your battery company Ever Juicy. Aw, the little puppy dog just wants to be back in its grave being food for worms and decomposing. Tim Burton's inner monologue while directing this, probably. So every one of these guys is now just gonna try and reanimate a different dead animal to win a science fair? You can't win by just taking someone else's idea and pretending it was yours. Who do you think you are, Apple? This plot selective lightning that will now specifically strike all 4 of the experiments at the same time is so prominent in this movie, it should have received top billing on IMDb. The lightning has decided to turn Whiskers into a half-cat, half-bat hybrid because that's just science. Hot goth gym teachers are not a thing, no matter how much Tim Burton would like to dream them into existence.
Rise, Colossus. Rise from your tomb.
The character is named Colossus, and a giant shadow will eventually reveal it's a tiny being because that's just comedic cliche. The movie will now add a kaiju tortoise and some gremlins to the mix because it hasn't met a monster movie it doesn't want to steal from.
I thought that you were gone. I never want to lose you.
Victor has said this to Sparky so many times at this point that I'm beginning to wonder if the movie wants us to understand that he thought that Sparky was gone and also never wants to lose him.
Promise you'll never go running off, okay?
Asking a dog to write a check we all know its body can't cash. That is not a camera from an era where Pluto was no longer a planet. I think the person inside would know the porta potty is occupied. Maybe try confirming that it's locked instead. And now we're doing the phone booth scene from The Birds. Do you perchance have any ideas of your own you'd like to present?
Go, Colossus. Kill. Kill.
I can honestly say that I've had donuts, beer, and coffee soda.
Your sea monkeys. Are they freshwater or saltwater? Freshwater. Freshwater animals can't tolerate salt.
I shall now speak this convenient piece of knowledge clearly and confidently for the audience so they can understand how we will now kill them with salt. Deus electricita. Convenient wire, convenient puddle, and a monster conveniently standing in that puddle.
After him!
Angry mobs that run in synchronized triangular arrangements and at the same speed.
Look out! It's on fire!
Politicians helping.
Victor, hang on! Don't let go!
So glad the movie spent so much time building the connection between these two for this exciting finale. Just Vertigo-esque with its level of complexity and depth. I mean, if you say so.
Stay back. It's too dangerous.
That's my son in there!
And I will say that to you loudly, but make no further attempt to go save him since I am swayed by your logical safety concerns. Breaking someone's spigot to use as your angry mob weapon. No, again. So Sparky seems not to have burned to death like I thought and re-died from smoke inhalation instead, which is best for giving us a happy ending where he still has skin when he is brought back, but sinful as when trying to explain why a reanimated dog even needs proper pulmonary function.
You said that I need to let him go.
Sometimes adults don't know what they're talking about.
True, but in this case, I think you were still right. And the fact that Sparky died for a second time may mean that the universe is trying to rectify its discontinuity. Hope you enjoy the ever-increasing Final Destination nonsense that you have now invited into your home.
Start your engines!
Did they wire all those car batteries together? That's dangerous.
Give it more juice!
I'm not sure how they got a transcript of my catchphrase every time a young child in my vicinity starts acting up, but I'm a bit offended that they included it without asking my permission.
It's okay, boy. You don't have to come back. You'll always be in my heart.
That's actually a really important message to send and lesson to learn about loss and the fact that the movie is willing to go all and the dog's alive again, isn't he? Damn it! The moral of the story ends up being only exhume and reanimate the corpse of your dead pet if your intentions are pure. Got it.
Open this goddamn door, I'll kick your rotten heads in! Mommy!
You're a travel agent?
I sell dreams. I tell people...
I got in a train to run away, but a person tried to touch my no-no special place.
Well, sometimes that is better. The person you put up there ain't the person that comes back.
Put your finger in. You can feel it.
Ah! It bit me!
Surely bit me.
Oh, I have no home. Haunted, despised, living like an animal. The jungle is my home.
It's my pleasure to introduce this year's little Dutch girl.
You know her as the girl on fire!
I don't think this is safe.
Nonsense. We have the fire chief over here.
Let me show you something.
I'm Batman! He's killed the little girl!
I say we kill the beast!